Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here, and just a few hours ago, FBI Director James Comey had his hearing at the House Intelligence Committee in regards to, Russia's involvement in the 2016 election. Well, lots of things happened, but probably the most biggest event was that the fact that they asked James Comey tons and tons of questions, and his response was, "I cannot answer that question. I cannot answer that question." No joke. But for all the hours that you listen in detail, that's pretty much his response in a nutshell. But there were a few times he was able to answer a few things. And one of those I think you're going to find fascinating because it puts Democrats in their place, if you will. And based off this one fact alone, it proves that Russia was not involved in the election, at least in this section of states. Take a listen to this recording, and I'm just going to play it live for you here. Here we go.
Director Comey, do you have any evidence at the FBI that any votes were changed in the states that I mentioned to Admiral Rogers?
No.
Thank you.
No votes. In the states that he mentioned, no votes were changed. Nada, zero, zilch. That means Russia didn't hack or interfere in the election. Good claim to that one, Democrats. But needless to say, he did admit that there was an investigation into Donald Trump. Specifically, I want to make sure I'm saying this right, but that James Comey confirmed FBI inquiry into Trump campaign links to Russian hackers, which means they are conducting an investigation. But that wasn't the only thing. There was another part in there where he attempted to say, and I'll leave links below, but James Comey said, or they were asking James Comey, how do they know that Putin was with, working with, if you will, or colluding or picking one candidate over the other? How did he know that information? And he said, Putin hates Hillary. He doesn't like her because of the past thing that happened. He doesn't like her and he wants nothing to do with her. So the response was, just because he hates her, that makes it automatic that he likes the other candidate? And pretty much, I cannot respond to that question, was some of his answer. I'm like, hello. And then the guy came back to James Comey and he said, hello. He goes, is it possible that Russia likes Donald Trump more than Hillary because of his views on NATO, and Putin's views on NATO's are the same? Could that be? I don't know. I'm not obliged to answer that question. Or maybe it's the fact that Donald Trump is pro-Brexit and Putin is pro-Brexit. Is that why? That maybe he likes him? I don't know. I can't answer that question. It just gets wacky. But basically in the report, he also admitted that at some point the Russian Vladimir Putin was likely had turned the tables, if you will, and was going to attack Hillary Clinton's presidency because he didn't see Donald Trump winning. And lo and behold, surprise, Donald Trump won. So lots of things on the table. But here's the thing. Donald Trump was illegally wiretapped. Let me just show you, because I haven't brought this up before, but it's been on many YouTube channels. Check out this news report back in January 19th, 2017. This report was from the New York Times, fake news, but it says intercepted Russia communications, part of inquiry into Trump associates. Now notice the date, again, the 19th, 2017. This is when Obama was still president. We'll scroll down a little bit and you see the quote here. One official said, intelligence reports based on some of the wiretapped communications had been provided to the White House. Okay, there is the New York Times admitting that Donald Trump was wiretapped. And lo and behold, let's go to a future report put out March 20th. Put out March 18th, 2017. And it's titled Trump Sticks to Unproved Wiretap Accusation Against Obama. So one New York Times says that he was wiretapped, while the other says there was no wiretap. Fake news. That's the very definition of fake news, New York Times, when you contradict yourself at that level. But here's the thing. While James Comey denied that there was any evidence of wiretapping, we already know that there was. Now, this report also came out on Infowars.com titled, NSA Documents Prove Surveillance of Donald Trump and His Family. Bombshell discovery shows target of NSA's Project Dragnet. Now, in that report, and I'm going to link it below, you can read the information, but they've got the tangible evidence, if you will, of the actual file of them being wiretapped. Here's the thing. James Comey has lied under oath before. He will do it again and again and again and again, I'm sure, as do all politicians, and many have been caught lying on numerous occasions. Yet, they're still in their positions. I wonder why. Needless to say, there's lots of crazy things. They're still doing this investigation into Trump, which they started illegally. But here's the other thing that I found interesting. While they were talking with James Comey, they brought up all this stuff, and it just boils my blood because they're like, don't you know that Donald Trump met a this Russian person, or had somebody build his building, and he was Russian, and he went to Russia, and look, and so they had all these crazy accusations, and Jeff Sessions met 3 times. Michael Flynn did this, and he was fired for this, and this guy was fired for this, and it was all linked to Russia. Well, here's the thing. If we were to do the same meticulous crap with Hillary Clinton or, any other important congressmen, personnel, heck, we could do it with China. I can guarantee you they've had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 visits with somebody in Russia. I mean, they are nitpicking this, and they are trying to make something out of nothing, and they're pulling and pulling and pulling and attempting to make the American people mad at Donald Trump and paint him as some Russian agent, even though this evidence doesn't even exist, hasn't been provided, based off of ludicrous accusations because he had someone who was a Russian contractor, if you will, or because he went and visited the country for this aspect, or because he met with this dictator in Russia. Whoop-de-doo. Chuck Schumer met with dictator of Russia. He met with Putin. I mean, get over it. There's so many things. And so they only give you a one-sided picture and paint Russia, 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 Russia. Meanwhile, they're not saying, well, let's do the same investigation on, I don't know, let's pick Hillary and John McCain. He's a good one. I hate John McCain. But needless to say, why don't we do it on him, who he asked for money from Russia, got denied because they didn't want to interfere in the election. I've showed the evidence here before, but you guys can go back to get that. But needless to say, it is what it is. And yet nothing happened to John McCain. And he's up there saying, you're a Russian agent, Donald Trump. That's what McCain is saying. All the while, I think the finger needs to go back at John McCain. It's just this kind of ludicrousness that we're dealing with. And once again, I think they're preying on the ignorance of the sleeping half of America. But thankfully, you guys out there are awake. Anyhow, spread this video far and wide and get it out to anyone and anyone you know. Also, I want to let you guys know that tickets to Hear the Watchmen are sold out. Great thing, but sad. It's all good, but all the tickets are sold out. If you still want to check out Hear the Watchmen, a conference that I'm going to be emceeing at, you can get the live stream feed at hearthewatchmen.com. Use code HAVEN and the number 5. Don't write out FIVE, but HAVEN and the number 5, HAVEN 5, to get a 5% discount on that live stream rate, but it'll be available for 30 days. So go to hearthewatchmen.com if you want to check out the live stream on that. Anyhow, thanks again. Oh, and last thing, check this out. This is why I wore it. This is a shirt I'm going to have for sale there. Yay, see all the mainstream media in the trash because they all trash. Anyway, all right. Well, thanks again for tuning in. If you like what you heard, hit that subscribe button. This is Lisa signing out.